So then folks, what makes a good scrum half good? With such an essential role in the rugby team, these pocket-sized powerhouses act as the glue between the forwards and the backs. In the amateur game, you either have an extremely skillful scrum half that is absolutely terrible in defence, or you get the nastiest bloke on the pitch who can tackle absolutely anyone but can't pass to save their life. So, what happens if you combine the two? What makes the best scrum halves in the world so damn good? Let's jump straight into it.
Oh, that pass is absolute money.
The first and potentially most obvious role for the scrum half is the pass. Whether that's from the ruck, maul, line-out or scrum, the scrum half pass needs to be fast, pinpoint, sympathetic and most importantly, consistent. Maintaining a good attacking platform is vital in your team's success in possession. Whether that's you breaking down a defence or trying to get out of your own half, a pass that is hitting the sweet spot in front of the ball carrier is going to be far more beneficial than a pass that is checking or even exposing their ribs to an oncoming Courtney Laws. Let's take a look at this wonderful example of how a smart scrum half pass can unlock a defence.
The great hands there. Hunt. In fact, they go past him and they go to top.
Here we can see Aaron Smith pulls off a 15-metre miss pass to unlock the defence and to set up his teammate for the try. He manages to quickly plant his feet, releasing a pinpoint perfect pass, try to say that after a few pints, into the breadbasket of his teammate. This is quite literally the perfect pass in this scenario. The pace and the width of the pass manages to miss 3 of his teammates and most importantly renders 5 of the opposing defensive team completely useless. I mean, he does make this look extremely easy, and that is because he is Aaron Smith. But practicing these missed passes in training is going to give you a new weapon to add to your arsenal.
With the release, looking for the 50-22.
So, kicking obviously is a bit of a love-hate thing in rugby at the moment. Over-kicking, kicking for the sake of kicking, kicking just really badly.
Stop it. Get some help.
It seems to be a big cause of conversation. But whatever your view, kicking still remains to be an important part of a scrum half's game. Box kicking is the most common kick for a scrum half, with the goal of either trying to get the ball off the pitch, putting pressure on the backfield, or contesting for the ball. A depth in different types of kicking is greatly beneficial. One of the box kicking goats, Richard Wiggleworth, is a great example of a scrummie that utilises a great box kick. A great balance of height, depth allows his teammates to get the best chance of getting the ball back. Rightio, so let's take a look at this fantastic example by Conor Murray, showing us how a well-timed box kick can lead to a turnover, and in this case, a penalty. The kick goes up into the air and generates a good amount of airtime, allowing his teammate to make a dominant hit. It's important to note that the ball stays within the 15-metre line, giving his teammate the best chance to make that dominant hit. With the receiving team now under pressure, they make a silly mistake by sealing off at the breakdown, and a penalty is rewarded back to Ireland. Top work by Conor Murray there. Also, here we can see Nick White and his stunning tash demonstrate how an end-over-end nudge can be a weapon with the new 50-22 rule. With a quick glance on the approach to the ruck to spot the space, and another to prepare and get his bearings, he produces what the commentator beautifully describes as the perfect
50-22.
Kubas, Reiners! Oh, he's more dangerous than climate change!
If you don't like running, don't become a scrum half. I mean, there's a lot of running involved with being a scrum half. Running between rucks, running the sweeping line in defence, running away from that forward you just annoyed. So much running that a small bit of rugby dark arts is used, called cheat lines. These are running lines that are used to anticipate the next breakdown on line break, so you can be in support as fast as possible. This is often why you see scrum halves on the score sheet, because they are the best in the world at being in the right place at the right time, being on the shoulder of the ball carrier as soon as the line break occurs. I mean, it is hard work, but the opportunities that these cheat lines provide to yourself and your teammates are worth those extra meters. So, if we take a look at this example by Aaron Smith, we can track his running line and see how effective the cheat line can be.
Taylor, quick hands to Ben Smith again. And he's got Aaron Smith lined up. And the little halfback's in.
So, as you can see, instead of directly running across the pitch towards the ball, instead he begins to run through the defensive line, almost towards the direction of the try line. This means that he's right on the shoulder of Ben Smith when he makes that line break. Also, an added point of excellence here is the fact that Smith takes a quick glance up in front of him to eye up where the last defender is. This allows him to move into the best position to get those 5 points.
And a little halfback's in.
Oh, what about that? Send him off! Send the dressing gate off! Get him off the field!
Wind-up merchant, nuisance, menace, pest, plague, or just a damn These are some of the words that can be used to describe the scrum half, and honestly, I think it's an important part of the role. And by no means am I suggesting that I believe the scrum half should be disrespectful during a game, but I mean more in the sense of annoying by being the first to ever restart in play, probing at penalties, putting an ungodly amount of pressure on their opposing half. Actions that make the opposing team constantly think about your next move, so much so that they start focusing on you and not your teammates. So when they do try to hit you off the ball, it opens a whacking great big hole to send your teammates through. That's kind of annoying. I mean, and we should look no further than Prince Charming himself, Faf de Klerk. He's the ultimate pest when it comes to the rugby pitch, and although he's a bit of a wind-up merchant, his quality of play really makes him stand out. For example, here he is up against quite literally a double-decker bus at 8. Yet he puts them under a ridiculous amount of pressure, being annoying and manages to drive them 10 metres back. Now, not every average Joe, and I'm sorry to the Joes out there, is going to be able to carry a mountain on their back, but the point is that the amount of pressure he puts his opposition player under throughout the game causes them to make silly mistakes. And that's why Faf de Klerk often gets that psychological 1-0 at the end of the game.
Gareth Davis with the interception. Davis should have the pace.
Tempo is the name of the modern game. Speed of ball is a key aspect to unlocking a defence. I mean, now you see teams with stupid 1-second ruck speeds. It's just ridiculous. The 9 really drives the tempo of the game, getting between ruck to produce those high quality balls as quickly as possible. I mean, folks, it's simple mathematics. If your teammates have the ball in their hands before the defence has time to set, it's going to be a goldmine of opportunities. Holes in the defence, people facing the wrong way. This is prime real estate for your team to get good attacking ball and to be the threat that they can be. Now, there are certain aspects that are completely out of the 9's hands when it comes to speed of ball. Quality of the ruck, someone going in for a jackal, ball placement, all these things can make a huge difference. But if you play your part as the 9 by getting to the ruck as fast as possible when those opportunities do come, you can capitalise. Quick taps are a fantastic way to keep the tempo up. Here, Stu Townsend demonstrates how a quick tap can not only keep the tempo up in a game, but also provide an opportunity to score. His quick recognition allows him to exploit players slow to their feet, not concentrating, or quite frankly facing the wrong way. Finished off with the most disgusting of steps. 9s are often fast, have a great step, and would have probably have been centres if their legs had grown a little bit longer. It's no surprise then that scrum halves often like to go for a little run themselves, and sniping around the breakdown is the best way for them to exploit the defence. Now, if there's one point I want you to take away from this video, it's this one right here, and it's something that I don't feel is talked about enough when it comes to scrum halves. It's an important factor to keep in mind that a 9 rarely is able to create the space around the breakdown themselves. Only rarely can you manipulate a defence in that way, especially a well-drilled one. So instead, the space around the breakdown should already be there for you to run into, rather than trying to throw a large dummy or a hard step. You do have to be really smart when it comes to going for snipes as a scrum half, because you can't consistently keep going for snipes if the space isn't there. Because first of all, you're going to keep getting smashed by flankers. And second of all, your teammates are starting to get really annoyed with you and they're going to give you an earful when it comes to the changing room after. So pick your snipes wisely. Pick it when that natural gap around the breakdown occurs. You can then exploit that. You can use your speed, your footwork to get through that gap and to break the line and to set yourself up or your teammate up for the try. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned a little bit about the scrum half, and if you haven't, then I'm sorry for wasting your time, I suppose. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, then please drop a subscribe to my channel. It's not the usual one, but please subscribe to my channel, like below, and comment what kind of more videos you want to see, anything you want to, if you have any questions about the scrum half, if you have any recommendations for future videos, and I hope you enjoyed. So thanks a lot for watching.